We are back here. Camp Stevens. And why are we at Camp Stevens again? Doc Holliday used to play here when he was a kid. Doc Holliday lived in a house that's not too far, a quarter of a mile maybe that way. I've been looking for it, but in an odd turn of events, it appears that Franklin Delano Roosevelt had a rail line commissioned that tore down the house. Okay, we've been here before. Macintosh Trail goes through here. We've been to this man's hotel in Indian Springs. And these rails so thick in there you cannot walk the rails. This is FDR's railway to Warm Springs. And as it would turn out, Doc Holliday had a home that the railway destroyed when it was laid. But the Hollidays had several homes in the Griffin area. Let's ride into the town of Griffin and see more. Camp was all in this area. There's another little bunker where the headquarters was. I'll take a turn here and see if I can come across it. It's been a while since I was last in here. There it is. Camp Stevens. Nothing on maps. Confederate Artillery Camp Stevens was named for Alexander H. Stevens, Vice President of the Confederacy. Nearly all troops in the Confederate Army from Georgia were mobilized here and at the Cavalry Camp Milner, located at the present Griffin Municipal Park. Spalding County provided 9 companies, infantry, cavalry, and artillery to the Confederate Army and a number of militia companies which served locally. The Spalding Grays, Company D, 2nd Battery of Infantry, was the first to join the Southern forces. So this would be an artillery bunker. as I understand it, on the other side of this bridge would have been the headquarters building. Should be watching for snakes. Copperheads blend. Look at this. I wonder what someone's been doing here. So there would have been the headquarters. Camp Stevens. Right, and we continue from the headquarters of Camp Stevens. Breeze feels good. It's only going to be 97 today. I have to look that up in Celsius. Put that up here somewhere. South Lee Street. They're all named Confederate names in here. Springview. There's a creek here that they use for water sources right here. Bleachery Street. Griffin was a mill town. In fact, for some crazy reason, there's a sock shop and a towel outlet here, and they're not made here anymore. Used to go by seconds. Okay, so we are coming up on where Doc Holliday's dentist office was. And today it is a saloon. Imagine that. Solomon Street Dental Office. Let's move to the other side. I think I can read better. John Henry Doc Holliday inherited a portion of this property. He had allegedly practiced dentistry here while in Griffin. Thought to be originally owned by William McKee, Doc's grandfather, it was passed on to his daughter Alice Jane and later to her son Doc Holliday. At the time of Alice Jane McKee's Holliday's death in 1866, Doc Holliday was only 15 years old, so the property was placed in the guardianship of his father, Henry Holliday. Ownership was disputed in Lowndes County Court following the death of Alice Jane and the remarriage of Doc's father. The McKee family sued Henry Holliday for possession of the property. The jury awarded partial ownership to both parties and ordered the construction of a partition wall to separate the Holliday and McKee properties. The partition is documented in historical structural reports. John Henry Doc Holliday returned to Griffin to finally claim his inheritance in 1871 at the age of 21. After reportedly practicing dentistry here, Doc later sold the property and was soon on his way to Texas. I'll tell you what, let's see if we can get a minute thing in here. Doc Holliday practiced dentistry in this building, which is now a saloon. And unfortunately for me, it's Sunday and too early to go in. Although it doesn't look like it's functioning, kind of looks bad. Well, that's a shame. It looks bad. But anyway, where Doc Holliday performed dentistry. Well, let's go to his gravesite. It is said that his father went to Colorado and exhumed him and brought him here. Wanted to be buried next to him, so they're both in unmarked graves, provided by some family member or family friend, so that they could remain anonymous. But Doc walked to these streets. There's a couple other things I could show you. There is a place that is a fire station now that was a Presbyterian church where he was baptized. Behind us is another property where they lived. I've never been here before, but I have an idea where it's at. Be the only one with a historical marker, I would think. If I could think, I would think. I was hoping not to edit this. I think I see it. Good thing this is a Jiffy stand and not a jack stand. Oh, Jared. Or was it Jared? Well, here we are. Doc Holliday, final resting place, question mark. During his adventures out west, Doc Holliday received notorious... Let me see if I can read it from the other side. Someone's left a fresh flower. No, it's fake. Okay, this is his final resting place. During his adventures out west, Doc Holliday received notorious reputation as a gambler. A notorious reputation as a gambler and a gunfighter. When speaking of Doc Holliday, Wyatt Earp reportedly stated, "I found him a loyal friend and good company. He was a dentist whom necessity had made a gambler, a gentleman whom disease had made a vagabond. In reality, he was a dying man, and nothing could be done to extend his life." John Henry Doc Holliday died November 8, 1887, at the age of 36 in Glenwood Springs, California, Colorado, from consumption tuberculosis. Years earlier, the same disease claimed the lives of his mother, Alice Jane, and adopted brother, Francisco Hidalgo. Local lore claims that after hearing of his son's death, Doc's father, Henry Holliday, traveled from Valdosta westward to Colorado. Legend continues that Henry brought Doc back to Griffin to be buried in his hometown. This unmarked plot has been identified by some Holliday historians as the possible burial site of John Henry Doc Holliday. Additionally, some believe that the second unmarked grave belongs to Henry Holliday, who wished to be placed in eternal rest next to his son despite their estranged relationship. Placed here with permission of the Hopkins family. Thank you, Hopkins. So possible one of the good guys from the shootout at the OK Corral lies here. And there's a coin lying on the grave. And I don't have a coin. I could lay a Fatboy key. But respect for both of you. And father fought in 2 wars. Doc Holliday. Rest easy, brother.